Yo, 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 yo. Are you kidding me? Give me a Saccharino, guys. Give me a Saccharino. Hello, spirit. Howdy, ha. Give me a Saccharino. How are you, man? God damn it. This is not good. Siperino, 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 siperino. Is it broken? I don't think, hopefully not. Give me a sec, man. You know what is broken? I think it's my. I think it is my. Did it? Did it? I think it's my controller. We'll see. Give me a Saccharino. You gotta be shitting me. There we go. 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 No, 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 not like that. Not like that. Why is it that? This is not good. Let me just say that. What the fuck happened? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. My controller! What the fuck? What the fuck, fuck. Yeah, it's not accepting it today. What the fuck? Hello! Hello! Do I think what I think it is? Mm-hmm. 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 Like, what the fuck? Seriously? Like, for real? For real? Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Why the controller is not working? Oh, did I get it to work? Wait a second. Mayhaps now? I. I. Is it me? I got the controllers to work, but there's no sound now. Hello? Now it's sound okay. The fuck? Oops, wrong one. Alright. Hopefully that will fix it now. Jesus, this is not good, man. From save point? This is the one, right? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Lang? We are in! Alright. Langji says, little cops never do they know. The real fury of the Elder Wolves. These codes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? It means that you'll never really know how angry I can get. Mr. Prosecutor, the counterfeit bills made with the Babalis Inc., they were all of Zengfa denominations. Yes, so I heard from Mr. Gordon Karma. We don't know where the play money has gone. They must not have figured out that it was all burned yet. But since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Zengfa is in financial chaos as we speak. Because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. But it's not just the money, the citizens are also worried. I've staked the honor of the house long on this. We have come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I understand how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into Zengfa, and I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. Tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone cut to him first. Now I'm called to return home without a single answer. Lang, don't start. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Ambassador Alba, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight. Oh no, it is I who should apologize. It was all because I was not strong enough. If only I was able to think of a better solution. Kirkus, you fool, curse you empty brain. You're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. Take full responsibility for tonight and end of story. Trina, let's go. Time to return to our den. Yes. Don't like to admit, but there's not much else for us to do but to go home as well. Lang, a moment, you Wolfman anti-secretary lady. Hold it! Objection, pal! Hold it! Objection! Detective Gumshoe, have you got the result of the handwriting analysis already? Yep. And that note was definitely written by Mr. Cochin, sir. Just as I thought. Good work, detective. Okay. It was written by Cochin himself with the mask note, huh? Right? The mask, no. Yeah, I'm writing much better of a manly coaching. Okay. And Mr. Prosecutor, how long do you intend to hold us up for? Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that I believe that now everyone is finally here. Jada, I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. Yes. How exactly did you fail to see the Yatakarasu when you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Kochi was killed? I'd like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. What are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Lang hasn't touched the ball investigation at all, so I suppose I will need to explain a few things to him first. Us Edgeworth, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth. Oh, it sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well, I'll supervise you until the end. I see. Is she seriously going to treat me as subordinate for the rest of the day? You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you? I'm not trying to pick a fight, and the evidence is fairly flimsy, as you will see. Huh, I should have known that you and I are destined to fight it out to the very end. It would appear that way. Well, I'll prove her innocence, so let's see what you've got, Prosecutor Edgeworth. With pleasure. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Yatakara suit that appeared in Babal and establish exactly who it was that case saw. Lang, I assume you have been briefed on case testimony? You mean the suspicious person in the coat that she saw? That's right, that person is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Yatakarasu. Pretended? And what do you mean by that? I'll get to that in a second, but first I want to review what this person Keva saw did. Kev, you could please explain what the person you were chasing did for us. Okay, you got it. First spotted the suspicious person near the open air stage on the Babali's side. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase. For the sake of the argument, let's call this suspicious person the Yatakarasu. Now please tell us what happened when you chased the Yatakarasu up to the third floor. Can do? Chased the Yatakarasu all the way up to the third floor of the Babali's embassy. It was a pretty straight chase down the hallway until the sudden turn. The Yatakarasu disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Yatakarasu run into Mr. Kochan's office, get chased and run into the room. But when I had entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light, but then... Who's there? Sheena. By the time I turned on the light, the Yatakarasu had disappeared. When I came into the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. What do you suppose that was, Agent Lang? What do you mean, why do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? The person slipped out through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness. Sorry, but I know for a fact that the person didn't escape through that door. Oh, and how do you know that with a certainty? That's easy. If the attackers had left through that door, they would have run right into this person. Sheena, right? Your answer is Sheena? Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if the Yatakarasu had used the door. In case Scream upon discovering the Mr. Chochen's body, the Yatakarasu would have run right into the Agent Sheena who was in the next room over. Would have run? Agent Sheena, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question? No, I didn't see anyone. You see? Therefore, the Yatakarasu cannot have escaped through the door. It just means that the creep slipped out before Sheena made it out into the hallway. I doubt that as there was another person in that hallway as a detective. Detective Gumshoe, where were you exactly at the time? Me, sir? Well, when I heard Kay scream... Hey. I ran in towards Mr. Coach's office from the opposite direction of the Agent Sheena, sir. Sergeant Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Then you must concede that under these circumstances the door was not a viable route. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. You nailed him with just an explanation of what happened. Yes, I eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room. But this is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware as well of yet another possible escape route that Yatakarasu could have taken. I get it, so that's what you were trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess, this is what you're trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, then there must have been another way out. Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to bust out with our revolving fireplace wall explanation, right? No, not quite yet. Huh? But why? I thought this would be the perfect time. The revolving wall on the Babali's side is known only to 4 people. If we use this information unwisely, the truth may escape us in the end. What's with all the whispering up over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics? Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off. It's mock healthy attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that? Well, no matter. I figured you out already, anyway. The only other possible escape route besides the door is the room's lone window. And since an airy picture said escape route exists, are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Takaro's escape? Guess Detective Bad must have filled him on this photo. I have to admit that at first I thought the window to be a possible escape route as well. However, I now know that to be impossible. I realize you may not know this, but humans can fly. Of course I know that. That's bloody common sense. Besides, I never said I thought that photo to be the Yatakaru's escape route. I suppose not. Alright then, explain yourself. Shadow in this photo is not the Yatakaru's suit that Kay was chasing after. You can say whatever you would like in whatever language you want, but there's only one language I really understand, the language of evidence. Very well then. I present to you that the person Kay saw is not the Yatsumas, the one in this photo. Wait, what? It's a good question. On the photo of the 5th floors had taken place. Wait, isn't this the... That's the side of the... Alba, right? Alba B...
Take that!
Let me explain to you precisely about the shadow in this photo. It's not the Yatakaru's case. So... Case spot the Yatakaru's heading for the 3rd floor during the 2nd fire. And the photo in the question was taken just after the 1st fire. Yeah, way to go. That's twice you beat him in the butt now. We're not done yet. You still want to explain what that shadow is. And how the Yatakaru was escaped. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you? Oh, maybe I can. Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet. As I thought. However, the Yatakaru's escape route, now that I can answer. You can? No, that Mr. Prosecutor. Go on, enlighten me. Even if I explain, you will try to find some flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up the Lebastian investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you have much knowledge about the Babalis side of the case. So would it be best if the lead on that side, Agent Sheena, explained my stead? Sheena is my subordinate. If I don't speak up for her, then how can I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss? Lang, it's alright. I can take care of him. Sheena, you've shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth. Alright, if you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally, it's down to just Agent Lashina and myself. This is where the battle really begins. Now then, what is it you'd like to ask? Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Babalis in the embassy? Okay, let's see here. During the first Babalis prayer, I started in putting out the fire. In the 2nd fire, I was searching for the Yatakaru that had appeared in Babal. While I was searching, I heard that scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was able to catch the glimpse of the Yatakaru. Liar! Too liar! To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girls Yatakaru even exist. Oi! That is all I have to say. I'm not lying when I say I saw the suspicious person run into the Mr. Scochin's office. Like I said earlier, I have no intention of retracting my testimony. Good. Just to confirm, did you have a partner when you were on your investigation? No, I moved along. In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi, is that correct? Are you calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic. And if it wasn't when Agent Lashina tried to arrest Kay under the same rationally? How about then you accused Larry because he was the weapons owner? Suck it lang! Not that it's unexpected for that useless lump to get into such a situation. Although I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected. I will make no excuse for what I did in that situation. And you should apologize right now for making Kay out to be the killer, pal. I'm sorry. Sheena, apologize. I'm sorry. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second. And the same goes for me. I believe in Sheena. And let's put that to the test and see if she really is worthy of your trust. This promises to be interesting. Oh, it will, lady. Because how can that be? You're a liar! Where is it? Where is it? Next one, I was unable to catch how? No, you cannot. Where is it? There's the one, right? Objection! Being in the room next door, Mr. Coach's office is the problem with your testimony. Not so fast! Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you are talking about at all. Mr. Lang, do you recall the secret we discovered about the Alabastian office fireplace? Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects with the office with the room next door? What about it? Well, Alabast isn't the only country with the secret connecting fireplaces. What? The fireplace in Mr. Coach's office holds the exact same secret. What? The attackers didn't escape through the door to their room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over. Now, do you see? If the attackers had escaped into the next room, then the thief would have run straight into Agent Sheena. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatskarasu. Ayah! What is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent Sheena? I managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatskarasu, or shall I? Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? Truth is, you were the one Kay saw in the code. Pretending to be the Yatskarasu, and you were the one who she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into the Mr. Coach's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shut your code in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Sheena. After that, you came back around to place Kay under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace. How dare you make Kay look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal? Sheena? Cat, chum, 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 chum. Don't tell me Sheena is Yev. Mayhaps? That laugh? No. Oh no. It is her. Holy crap. I remember this irritating laugh. I'm getting chills down my spine. It can't be, but it has to be. Sheena, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny, you say? Yes, that you would accuse me of being the Yatskarasu. The prosecutor of this country really are all so very strange. You think you can get away with this by simply laughing it up? You think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's the prosecutor who is. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. The attackers fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back you up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the attackers' escape route. The tone of your voice of your talk with me now suddenly has changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose and then we can have a real battle of it. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of mine, it is a great honor. You don't understand me, I'm not some foolish bro, you know. I know, and that is why I won't hold anything back either, as I answer your question. My question? She be like kidnapping you every single time. This is proof that the revolving fireplace wall in the bubble was recently used, well... Take that! I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question? Yes. According to Ambassador Baleano's testimony, he said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Cochin. Oh. The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up? Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Palermo said that he forgot to, and so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the attackers went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Coachin's office is my proof. Okay, can I not? Jesus. And just what is so funny, and Ash as proof, are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? You still wish to fight us? Of course, why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court. Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off of all those years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if we are at the crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I suppose I have had a lot of fun today, but I grow wary of this game of a cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Okay. Most all you proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatakarosu used the fireplace, now can you? So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with the real evidence. Remember, we have already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Kojin's office. Maybe we didn't? I don't remember. Did we? Or did we not? This was used though, and what they burned was and we found the Sapabal's grandfather clock. Blood burning files. Spirits really saying made by Scotch and they were all burned up in Babal. Oh yeah, they burned Babal. That's very impressive. She has seen through to the fact that I have yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What is it, Kay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in quite a while now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But Kay, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatakarasu name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. This chase you're running to catch the truth, you must see it through to the very end. Mr. Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get her for me, Mr. Edgeworth. With pleasure. Looks like a lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it? Shina? Please, show me you're someone I can trust. Don't worry, this will be the deciding match. You'll see. I'm truly sorry, Ajin Lam, but I simply cannot allow her to escape me again. Very well then, Agent Shina. Shall we begin? I'm ready whenever you are. Okay. Yeah, it's true. What's you, bitch? Show me us with the real evidence. Remember, we already... But we did, though. The wire? But we did, though. While you say that you and your agents have finished your thorough investigation, are you absolutely certain that you didn't overlook anything? Well, aren't we full of ourselves standing there and insulting Interpol agents? You better not be insinuating that my men are incompetent, Mr. Prosecutor. Never do that, however, it doesn't change the fact that they did overlook something. I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire. And what exactly is this supposed to mean? Length of wire? So what about it? I'll tell you what. We found this in the Babalis embassy not long ago. What? And we found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Cochin's office. We found that at the scene of the Mr. Cochin's murder. But this wire wasn't all we found. We found one other very important thing. There's more. In Mr. Coachin's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there. What in the... Ayah! Hold it! That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? Ah, that's what I thought. Unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly a concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills? No? You see? So there was nothing in that office, nothing you can call evidence anyway. Objection! I'm sorry, but I seem to have given you the wrong impression. How so? I don't recall saying that I was presenting evidence of any sort, but rather I was pointing out that your investigation was incomplete. And that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into the Yatsukara. You still suspect me, I see. Alright then, I asked that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete. The other Interpol agents work under the command of Agent Shina. It's not possible that the reason the person K was chasing chose the 3rd floor was because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor. Furthermore, we come to see that Agent Shina was only pretending to be investigating the Yatsukara to the point of arresting K. In that case, there's one location that no one has yet to inspect. Wait, their room, right? Take that! The location Agent Shina is of course the room you claim to have examined. I believe the room next to Mr. Coachin's office warrants a thorough inspection. Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there. I will be the one to decide that. Detective Kamshu! Yes sir, I'm on it. I'll be right back after I checked out that room next to the office. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. You really think that Mr. Shina's Yatsukara? Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is. Then I'm not going to let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatsukara. But can you prove she's the Yatsukara is the sub question? Detective Kamshu can find what I'm hoping he will find, then I should be able to. Just what are you hoping to he'll find? Just said this, I had Detective Kamshu do a little experiment for me earlier. Experiment, as if that detective has the brains for high science. Wasn't that mental taxi? I had him use the same escape route as the Yatsukara. What did you find out by doing that? First, that it's possible for that person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that by going through that, his coat was covered in ash and bubbly ink. Oh, if it burned then, you know. Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway. But is it really worth so little? I believe that it's actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I am about to prove. I think I know what it means. Edgeworth, I found some things you really need to see, sir. Oh, so what are these things that you found? Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir. You found a coat? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing. Yes, the possibility does exist. Agent Shina, were these pieces of evidence not in that room when you examined it? Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me, they were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room. Aww. Thank you for bringing them to me. It saved me a trip, but I have them back now. These items that the detective brought back are incredibly insignificant. I request that I'll be allowed to examine them. They're my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission. I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation, but if you wish to deny us access to them, Lang, let's hear your opinion on this. I say let them look at your stuff, Shina. Lang! Shina, let's put it all out in the open. You're really innocent and you have nothing to worry about, right? I guess so. Alright, go ahead and examine whatever you like. After all, I have nothing to hide. Good, now let us begin. So, which of the Agent Shina's belongings are you going to examine, sir? The coat, obviously. Let's examine the coat. Yes, sir. Because you managed to stain your coat rather badly. Agent Shina. The Yatsukara in that case was wearing a coat, and I'm beginning to wonder if this stain was incorrect when you went through the fireplace. No, you have it wrong. That suit probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. What about this dark substance around the hem of your coat? Oh, I didn't realize the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixing with soot from when I was helping with the fire. I think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie? Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern of the dirt that got on my coat when I went through that fireplace. Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace, which I can... Well, how? You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe. Ah, me, sir? What did I do? This coat, this is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. I've been hoping to find the coat that the Piercing Queso was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace would solely a coat. I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir. All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance on the coat hem is. Oh, and you think you can do that? Of course I can. This dark substance that's solid the hem of this coat. I think I know too, the bubble is ink. Bubble is ink! Yes, this is what we will prove that the coat went through that fireplace. According to the ambassador, Palano, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning. You told us about that already, so I don't really see the point of mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink onto the back wall of the fireplace at that time. If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be the Papali's ink, it will prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yatsukarasu, but we are not finished yet. But you have no way of proving whether or not this is Papali's ink or on the coat hem. Oh, but I do, and I intend to show that it is ink in a few seconds. How? How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This is how I will prove that this dark substance on the coat is Papali's ink. Burn the coat. We can find out whether that is Papali's ink or not by lighting it on fire. That's how you're going to prove that it's Papali's ink? Yes, if you could please cut the section of the dark stain away from me, I appreciate it. Because I will show you here and now what the dark substance is. Sheena, sorry to do this, but I'm going to have to cut off a bit of your coat. Go ahead, I wasn't planning to wear it anymore anyway. Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something. Oh, I got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs. And if I could please have one, Kate, we can get this experiment underway. So, the flame, it's green! It's the same color as the flame's white crystal oil produces, which means Papali's ink is a product of white crystal oil, and then the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatsukarazu's other wing. Nishina, you are the fake Yatsukarazu. The one who killed my father! It's about time you came out of lineage, Nishina, or should I say, Kalistoyev? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, you're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you? Kalistoyev, I never heard that name before in my life. That matter of speaking and that attitude, you haven't changed a bit in 7 years. You're the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday and then tried to frame me for it. Oh, really? And you have proof? You insist that I am the Kalistoyev woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me. The raven is a very unique bird and one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived and will reveal your true ugly form to the world. Enough poetry, I want to see some evidence. Do you really have something that can prove that she is Kalistoyev? I do, it's something that the second Yatsukarazu has preserved for us these last 7 years. Do me the honor, Mr. Edgeworth. I will okay, for we have finally come to the end. I think I know what it is. This one. This perfume, this will prove you to be Kalistoyev. It will? Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. It belonged to Miss Yev just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well. This is that bottle of perfume you spilled, which I have preserved ever since. I heard from my father, Colonel Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades. Which means that your fingerprints are still on here, every last one. You can clear everything up if you were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come on, Chichina, will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test? Damn, that is evil! Evil laugh. Jesus, she's laughing a lot. Hello, is she okay? Is she okay? Probably not. Looks like you have seen right through me yet again. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth. Callisto, yeah. So you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill. It's even greater than that time maybe 7 years ago. Sheena, you're... Lang, I really enjoyed our days together. You are an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man. So you were a spy all along. I'm all sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. Someone who has been feeding them intel on Interpol all this time. Very good. Maybe you're not as big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto yelled, the woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? Fake it, Karasu. That's right, Callisto yelled. That's just one of my many names. Even that is just a facade. Say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yatakarasu. Callisto yelled, this time you will escape. But this is the end of the road for you. Now, come along quietly. You know you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, K. Faraday. Had you not used this Yatakarasu gadgets, I might have never known who you were. Here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Okay, don't... Yeah, I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father. You really are just like him. Mr. Faraday too possessed such a laughable honesty. Oh my god! Okay. You let Kay go right now, pal. You despicable. Let go of me, you filthy. You think I'm gonna fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatakarasu. Bonkers! But that's impossible. My father was the one who created the thief. Bang! Hey, Edgeworth. The Yatakarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Why does it has 3 legs? What the fuck? First, the Yatakarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And the third? No, it can't be. Did you finally figure it out? Did you finally know the real identity of the Yatakarasu? The real identity of the Yatakarasu is... neither person? The real identity of the Yatakarasu is neither Burn, Faraday, nor Callisto Yev, but by the same token, they are also both the real Yatakarasu. How very perceptive of you. No way! A single person known as the great thief Yatakarasu never existed. Edgeworth. I refuse to believe this. Yatakarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Yatakarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. A lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of the line of operations. Skill number 2. Yatakarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. A good prosecutor would be well versed in the ways of the criminal. And skill number 3. The Yatakarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind ever. Detective Bat! Oh! Detective Bat! It was only natural for the Yatakarasu to have never left evidence behind. Because the lead detective on the case hid it all away. You're the 3rd member of the Yatakarasu? Yeah, I've been looking for you for a long time. 7 long years, but I finally got you. Why, Mr. Bat, long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. If you were such a great team, then why did you kill my father 7 years ago? Why indeed? It was nothing personal, really. It was just another person I had to kill. How can you say that? I grow wary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. And this time I won't miss. Stop! Yeah! Okay! It's over, Sheena. Your leg! Damn! Agent Lang! Wait, you shot, huh? You idiot! What were you thinking jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Bat, but no matter what sort of past she may have had, Or even if she is a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her, not even from you. No, you really are an idiot, you know that. That's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just how I am. This is? Yes. I want you to conduct a full body search. Sheena might have another weapon on her. Alright. Detective Kamshu, your assistance please. Sir? Have I found something? What is this, sir? It looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. This is a great find, detective. It is, sir. Is that a butterfly? With this handle? Probably this one, right?
Take that!
And if this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon, hey, they fit together perfectly. This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched. I'm going to go return this Babalis knife now. Alright, I trust that you'll make sure that it's returned to Ambassador Palayano. With this knife handle given to Detective Gumshoe. I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it. At least to yell. But the only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Cochin's murder. Which means that you must be Mr. Cochin's killer. You killed Mr. Cochin with the alabaster knife. Switch the handles and then took the original blade of the Babalis knife with you. Later you allowed yourself to be spotted by a K near the open air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. That's not about summing up.
Objection!
You craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are no two problems with it. Problems in what respect? What do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me? It was also I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gateway Wonderland, I knew right away that you were Bern Faraday's daughter. Aha, I became curious as so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatakarasu. That's why you tried to pin Mr. Cochin's murder on me. Yes, I knew you would show up at this embassy tonight. So I thought to use you, but pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal. You had another? Yes, once I had you under arrest, I had planned to search you. Take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatakarasu. You were going to take the little thief away from me? 3 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that purser's key. And the person who stole the Yatakarasu key was Mr. Faraday? Yeah, that incident 3 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatakarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. Wasn't an escape? It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatakarasu? Why? There's no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the very beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders from hasn't changed, even now to this day. Does this mean that the leader of this smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Cochin? Then the real ringleader is still out there pulling the strings. You can ask me what you need to know, because if so, we should probably get going. And you're going to tell me everything you did tonight. You understand, Sheena? I guess I should tell you then that I was the one who set the Babalis embassy on fire. Why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills. That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do. But then why start 2 fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation after all. I had my fun now, it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait, yeah, I mean Miss Sheena. Yes? When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you. You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Shoot yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot, Edgeworth. About the second problem I've had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser, think of it as a hint, if you will. Is the prosecutor there? Yes, Agent Lang. Mark my words, I'm not done here and I'll be back. It's got nothing to do with Rudy or anything because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, And I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be. His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg. It's finally over, Kay. I feel like I peered into her heart a little, you know. It's so cold and dark, and it's incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands, the one who thought my father was a problem to be removed, that person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones that we were selling for the Jamming Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. Understand? I'll take good care of them for you. There's a bit of a soil stuck on the ends of this stick. Soil? Interesting. Well, I guess it's the time already, huh? Hey, take a look at this. We searched what there's dirt on here. It's totally ruining the beauty of the hair stick. Suppose why is there dirt stuck on the end of a hair stick in the first place? Very interesting. It's midnight, the dawn of another day. Hey Pops, thanks a bunch over your really done a lot for everyone all these years. Too bad, don't tell me today is the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. Just down to the wire and we almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything. But that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring to you, the Yatakarasu were chasing after. The legend of the Yatakarasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of a logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Uncle Bat, that were you also part of the Yatsukarasu? As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Uncle Bat, don't take it so seriously. It's all just a one big joke, right? Fortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking on my chain. Isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth? Detective Bat? Wait, no. You're no longer detective. Mr. Bat, I'd like to ask you about the Yatsukarasu. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, maybe I should give these back to you. These are the pages from my KG8 case files that the Yatsukarasu stole from my office. Oh, wait. What? Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for the last night. Oh, he's the one! So the Yatakarasu who stole into my room was you, was it? Wait, then that means what? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. It's true, even if it's not something you want to hear. The KGH incident, it was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as the prosecutor and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. Gail was the elder sister of the victim in the case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. That's how we formed the Yatsukarasu. Vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano Group, Stamos the conglomerate. We called ourselves the Yatsukarasu, flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up, and then it was finally time. We had finally arrived at the moment when we finally found out the Green Leader's true identity. It was then that Yellow Leader had stabbed us in the heart, and Faraday, he died for it. Why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG8 incident? After Faraday's death, I looked into her past, and then I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KG8 incident, Ceci Yell, she never had a sister. What? Then that means Sheena wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto Yell was also another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. Damn! She should tell herself I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the case file, please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo that we stuck on there, try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Yatsukarasu, but why? This is Directive's card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Kochin had on him at the time of the KG8 incident 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Mrs. Cecile. Why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatsukarasu? The reason why we called ourselves the Yatsukarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently, in other orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after creating it, and apparently it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. So you mean the cards were imprinted in Babali's ink? The fact that the card that Kochin was sent made into the Faraday's hand at all, it's nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. That's what those white cards are. The great thief that used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind. Okay. One more thing, Detective Kamshu. I'm not taking this here. Where is this, sir? This is what I was thinking about earlier. Talking about earlier, during the KG8 incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. It's important definitive piece of evidence. But I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from the us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano. And he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. This video. Oh, it's the same one. What? Don't come any closer, I'm warning you. This is the same way as the One Piece department was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Amada was preparing to take on the bosses someday. The video was his insurance. That's where that prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into the office and steal the trump card. Sorry, what you said there, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. Then that card was not the calling card of the Yatsukarasu, or rather a directive's card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. The two places together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me. The one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is. Whether you use them or not is up to you. But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. The boss, one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday had spoke of. Detective Bot, that, there's no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. You still insist that, even now? You really are something else. Leave the rest in your hands. Now then, I'm gonna come shoot the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatsukarasu. Pops, don't ever lose your detective spirit. Boss, what is this happening? This is justice. I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now, let's go. Yes, sir. Is this really the end of a legend? To be continued. Now we know who the Caruso really was. Yet there remains much to this case that needs to be resolved. Like how the weapons cross the country lines, for example, the two countries have incredibly strict security system and entry procedures. Sure, a miracle it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggling them in, huh? We will need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. Before we do, I would like to go through my evidence, and once more, necessary evidence has been removed. Okay. Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. Now we can see what's on that tape Detective Bat gave us. This piece of evidence is from the KG8 incident hidden from the site for 10 long years. Just note that this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us. Sure thing, sir. Hey! It's Manny Cochin. And he's holding a knife in his hand. This looks like a footage from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building. Apartment building? How do you figure that? Like, yeah, I actually read the summary file on the KG8 incident. The crime scene was the victim's own apartment. This footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building. The trial for Mr. Faraday claimed that this piece of event footage existed. However, no one could find it. Yeah, somehow someone was able to steal it and hide it through mysterious Amano. And see how this would have been a definite reason why someone would want to hide it. It's a piece of evidence for a 10 years old case. It's related to this case we're working on now, sir. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now. The leader even went so far as to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it. Which means that in this video, it lies a very inconvenient piece of footage to the ring leader. Where? Hey, wait, what was that? Huh? The bit you played just now. Please show it to me again. There's somebody in the car! It's car! Is something we can overlook? Hey, that... Is it Alabast? It is Alabast! Right? Yeah, that's Alabast. The flag's Alabast. Look at Detective Gumshoe.
Take that!
It's the national flag of the Principality of Conopia. Because it has the national flag on it, we know this to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what was a government car doing there? Miss Von Karma, Mr. Edgeworth, so you were here all this time? Ambassador Alaba, thank you very much for continuing the investigation even at this time of night. If only I was even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I am truly sorry. This wasn't your fault, sir. This has nothing to do with how careful you were. You were courteous, you couldn't chase after a simple thief. Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. Well, after you put the investigation on hold for a while, can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you have apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. And we are in the middle of our embassy celebrating our country's reconciliation. You can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. You're scaring the visitors away, so I hope that you can understand how I feel. But we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues. Or we leave the rest to the Alabastian and Papalis police. Ambassador, we are so close, just a little more, and for karma, I'm afraid I made up my mind. It's all my sauce. What if it's him? Without my permission, you can proceed with your investigation anyway, right? That's true, however. As he said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabastian soil. In which case, we are nothing but foreigners in their land. This is really where our investigation ends. Shifu found Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Shifu, this way. Yo. It's Lang. You are back on the scene rather quickly. If I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the same of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor. It's Lang, why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case no matter what. But I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take this the wrong way. I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of the Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... Under these circumstances, I wish to put the investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They are quite capable. This rate, our investigation really will come to a close. Pastor Alba, again now, I really do. Oh, I'm very glad you understand how I feel. No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder. You... No? The... Killer? Do you really mean that, Agent Lang? Wolves don't lie. Then who is it? Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Cochin's murder. That was all Sheena. Lang, she says the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. Who do you think was the Masked 2's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you, Franziska von Karma. Bruh! 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 Bro, this guy. I was the killer? Hey, wait, but that's impossible. Yeah. Although that whip is actually quite... Yo. Hold your tongue and that ludicrous remark you were about to make. Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder? Yeah, I am. Doesn't appear to be joking. Hey sis, I remember that you just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech. He called you into his office, right? Yes, he did. But what does that have to do with anything? I'm getting to that furthermore in order to solve both cases. You moved around rather freely between our boss and Babal, did you not?
Objection!
And where is the evidence that I am the killer?
Knuckle back!
I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show them to you in due time. Mr. Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission? With things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Good, then let's move out. Oh, I don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you, and you can bet your bottom dollar on that. As if I would have any reason to flee. Just so we're clear, you Roach had better be sound. Because I'll accept nothing but sort of a perfect explanation. She seems rather upset, no, not that I blame her. Expect not, you accept no less. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that.
Hold it!
H. Lang, as someone who relates to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part, so that I may clean up my superior's mess. I guess I shall. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery. Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what it looks like in another bus yet. You let Kay in, then you can let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing about when this one Karma's in trouble. Hey, come in, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay? Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh yeah, I'm fired up and ready to go. Ready to go. As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over. Sounds like this is going to get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing those kids along for the ride. These kids? Very well. But I'd like you to keep it in mind that this will be your last chance. I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Let's go. Okay, now let's first go over the facts one more time. Manny Coach's body was found over in the Secretariat's office in Bilbao. The weapon that took his life was one of the alabaster ornamental knives. And then the body was the masked Mr. Kashino was found here in the Alabastian ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found that the murder weapon was this primitive statue, and that this is actually a Kabbalah statue. In this case, no matter how I look at it, says if it wasn't new, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off.
Objection!
Hey, Chen Lang, do you understand the full implications of what you are saying? Of course I do, sis, and I'm serious. You were on the trail of the smuggling ring and you wanted to any evidence you could find. And so, while people were distracted by the Yatakara's appearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and that other dude who took advantage of the confusion to front the fire.
Objection!
If all that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons? Don't worry, I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that too. You have permission to investigate both bombastic images at will. With that kind of free reign, you could easily take in the weapon across the... Hey now. Look sis, I thought I'd already told you I'm not messing around here. This case is directly tied to the smuggling ring. But Sheena currently is used tied to the smuggling ring. He's right in saying that she is a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring could not be deeper than what any of us can imagine. Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already. Francisca, you need to calm down. Because you only know the facts of the Alabastian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole and therefore solve it. What? But don't worry, I am taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence. That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. Can you come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis? Of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well. Of course, and I will. Let's not delve into the truth behind the murder of the masks too. You do understand, don't you, don't you, Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of the mask too is related to the smuggling ring, then it will mean the end of our investigation. As long as I have no good counter argument to his hypothesis, then the best I can do is walk this thing tightrope and see what I can do. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started. Yes, let's. One of Alabama's knives was used in Alabama to murder Mr. Cochin. And the murder weapon, the killing of the mask too, is Alabama's permanent statue. Somehow these two options were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. That is very true. It was a fake. Everyone who traversed the two countries to the after the crimes was you. So as long as I can explain how the weapons move about, Francisca will remain a suspect. You got it, Mr. Pasquero, so why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across the country lines? I worked through every possibility, but there's only one that's possible. Your boss. Lang, what I've learned from you just now is that you have lost sight of yourself. What are you talking about? By focusing too intently on that which is in front of us, we become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Lang Shi never said anything to that effect. You prosecutor? Who do you think you are speaking about Lang Shi's proverbs like that? I don't need his proverbs, because my words are all you will need to see the truth. Alright, how do I... how do I prove this? I need to prove somehow, like the weapons switch somehow, right? These two objects were able to penetrate. Hydrate?
Hold it! Knuckle back!
Measurable. Climb over the barbed wire. Barbed wire! The only way into either weapons is through the doors in the theater neutralist. But the only way for the knife and the permanent statue to traverse the two countries is through those security camera-equipped, well-guarded doors. Hey, unless that thing there, up there, right, is the is the... I don't know. Is the statue? You know? The black... Whatever that is. You know, somehow...
Objection!
Okay, nope. No. We fucked that up. Okay. Pretty sure it's this one. These two objects. Then
Objection!
okay. Actually, those two items are not the only two items to cross the border tonight. Oh. The Mask 2 was killed with the Baba's Premier statue, yes. If that's the case, then they're only ready to Alabas Premier statue go. To Babal. Precisely, and if the two of statues really were switched, then this means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies. I guess so, but you know what? Doesn't matter the number of the items, only that the deceased is the only one who could have done it. Because the only person who went back and forth between Alabas and Babal is her. Is that really true? Was there no one else who traveled between the two countries? Actually, there was definitely another person who paid a visit to both sides of the wall. Who?
Objection!
Is that really so, Agent Lang? Well, like it's time to try and pull off your way out of this. Check out what the cards are set along with the security camera footage. I'm not going to overturn my hypothesis that easily.
Objection!
I suppose there was some other way other than through the other doors. Other way. The other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed. I pointed out it would open up a whole new possibility. Though I hesitate to bring this out, as long as this entity exists, the impossible road becomes a possibility. Looks like you've got some clever idea in mind. I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence. Fine then. Let's see this piece of evidence that will show me this other route. This is the picture, right? It's gonna be the black thing there.
Take that!
Lang, I'm sure you are familiar with this unforgettable photo. That supernatural photo, like I said before. Humans can fly. No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well. And don't start claiming that Sheena somehow grew wings either. I wouldn't dream of claiming that. I will not allow you to take that back what you have said either. I'll say it again, it's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. So you better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor. How can I prove who it was that flew through the air in this photo? Wait, not humanly possible? Eureka! Very well, you will have your explanation. Sounds like you even have a good idea of simmering inside that head of yours. Let's hear it. The face hidden with this photo's blurred trail shadow is... We got Alabas, it's the same. Used to be a real, but has been swapped with the fake from the weapon was used a weapon. It's the statue, right? It's the space behind the shadow. No. Good explanation. Well, shit. It's one thing. Is the other one?
Take that!
Naturally, the shadow is the third smuggled object, the Premier statue replica. You can't be serious. The Yatakarusu, or rather, Callisto Yo, dressed as the ancient Shina, was inside Pabal. She dressed the replica statue up in clothes and launched it through the air. Ha! Mr. Prosecutor! You left out a very crucial bit in your explanation. I know I did. She launched it through the air. Huh, how exactly did she do that? Well, the wire thingy, right? He's literally baring his fangs at me. But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? I don't know. As long as this remains unsolved, we won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Which reminds me, didn't he say this earlier? We go to this office. So just before the murder, Francisca was called here right into this very room. If that's the case, then that may be another avenue I can pursue. Chilang, in order for me to answer that question, I will need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma. Oh, what are you up to now, Mr. Pretty Boy? Earlier you mentioned something of interest to me. You said that just before the murder occurred, Miss Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba had called for her. And for that reason alone, you believe her to be the killer? Yeah, I guess I did say that, something like that. In that case, I believe it is my duty to ask her what her side of the story is. You really think that criminal would tell us the whole honest truth? How dare you! As I've said numerous times, there is absolutely no proof that I am the killer. Once Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too. I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time. Which is why I would like to hear about the movements in this room. Francisca, I feel that I still don't have enough information. Which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case. Alright, so what would you like me to talk about? I'd like you to please testify to your movements in this room until the murder occurred. Alright, let's try this your way for a change. But what if she has to say turns out to be a waste of time? I'll place her under arrest faster than you can howl. No. As you wish. Said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Alabastian embassy. After I saw the Steel Samurai off on his way towards the ambassador's office, I returned to a rose garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by Ambassador Alba to his office. Francisca wanted us to make this clear from the very beginning, so what I wish to confirm is that the only time span in which you were in this office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct? Yes, of course. I see. For now, the only way that I can see for us to break out of this situation is to ask Francisca about her testimony in more detail. Okay. Guard duty. What did you do in the office?
Hold it!
At the time, the masked two's body had yet to be found in this room. Is that correct? When Ambassador Alba was here, one could hardly miss his large presence. This criminal will say to get out of getting arrested. How do we know you're not lying? But if you need proof, I'd be happy to oblige you. Seriously? Like I keep telling you, when I arrived at this office, Ambassador Alba was already here. He was standing by the flower box in the windows wheel, watering his plants. Oh, I can attest to that. The plants? Do I have? Hey, wait! I have the wall. Wait, I should have it. Yeah. No, I don't have it. What the hell? No, there it is. Passion flowers, right? 2 large flowers in bloom. The ones supported by stakes and are still growing. Wait, what if that and hair sticks? There's some dirt and there's tips though. I remember speaking with the lovely lady around that time here in my office. Alright then, add that statement to your testimony and let's hear some details. Professor Alba was in this room at the time, was he? Alba is very saucy right now. Alba is very saucy, not gonna lie. For the sake of being thorough, I'd like to ask you something. How did you know that Ambassador Alba was watering his plants at the windows wheel? What do you mean by that? The entrance to this room is on this side, however, the window is on the opposite side. What you say is true, then when you entered the room, his body would have been like a wall. He would have been blocking your view of what he was doing. Is that correct? Is that correct? Suppose it was a bit of a hard to see around him. Unfortunately for me, a Pastor Alba is not an immovable wall. Knocked before I entered, and as I did, he would turn around to greet me with a watering can in his hand. It's only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right? I suppose so. First greeting, he spent a little time talking about his flowers. He had obtained them himself and is growing them with the utmost care, you know. Yes, the plants in this room, they are all like my children. Passion flowers in the flower box on the windowsill are growing beautifully too. All 4 of them are in the full 4? Wait, there's only 2 of them, right? They're too large. Hey! This one, Karma, what did you just say now? I said the flowers are growing beautifully. What about that statement? Do you not understand? What do I not understand? I do not understand why a certain thing is the way it is. I'd like for you to append that statement to your testimony. Very well. 4, huh?
Objection!
Objection, man. That is not possible. Francisca, for some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence. It does appear that way. Huh, I knew it. I knew we couldn't trust your words, sis. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing discrediting Miss One Karma like this? Yes, sir. You keep this up, she's gonna get taken away, sir. All I've done is state what I saw. I've made out no single mistake in my testimony. For this, I am still under suspicion for murder. Is the number of flowers really all that important at this juncture, Miles? At the very least, it is a contradiction in this enigmatic case. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant. Then let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove? I believe this answer that will become clear if we were to examine that flower box. How did this contradiction come about? There must be something behind this discrepancy. There, my beloved flowers. I've grown them with the utmost care. So I ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Mr. Edgeworth. I understand. I won't rest until... Okay. Clearly there's... This patch of soil looks as though it has something removed from it. Hey, what are you doing, Mr. Prosecutor? Why did you climb up all of a sudden? I'm still here waiting for an explanation, you know. Did you know, Agent Lang, flowers are best appreciated in silence? Let's see. Looks like the 2 things were pulled out of this flower box. The name of these flowers, I believe they are called passion flowers. Despite being called flowers, they're actually a species of vine. They appear to be growing well and are well supported by these plant supports. Yeah, but no matter how I look at it, it looks like there are only 2 here to me. You realize, don't you, sis? Your little lie has failed you. Slice Edgeworth, hurry up and shut this man up for me already. I suppose I will need to use some evidence to shut him up when I believe I have just the piece of evidence you require. Oh, you do? You have such a confidence in the face of your current reply? But I highly doubt it'll be last until the end. You know, you have like a wall of orange land. We'll see if you have any bite to back up that bark after you see the evidence. The truth the passion flowers reveal can be seen in this piece of evidence. If I'm correct, it's gonna be this, right?
Take that!
Sheena, who was supposed to be in Papa the entire time, had these hair sticks on her that look exactly like the plant supports in this flower box. In other words, I believe it can be said that these hair sticks are in actuality support sticks for the passion flowers. And so what? Is this really all that important to the case? Of course it is. It means that we have found yet another item that was smuggled between the countries tonight. Think about it logically, Agent Lang. These sticks were originally in alabaster. Somehow they've wound up in Sheena's hands, who was in Barbaras the whole night. So make no mistake, these sticks are smuggled somehow, just like the knife and the statue. Very well then. Want to hear from you exactly how they wound up in Babal? How did these support sticks find their way to Babal and why? There must be some reason as to why they end up here and up there. So that's why. So now if you would please take a look at this and tell me its shape. It's just another stick, isn't it? So it is, but the shape of their support sticks is what's important when they are used with something in this room. That's it. Oh, crossbow, like an arrow, right? Gotta be this, right? Eureka! That's a crossbow. Wait, you're not really suggesting? I am. Whoa. I am these hair sticks, or rather bland support sticks. They make for perfect arrows. Oh, yeah. I've done it. I found the common thread that connects the two offices. But this thread has yet to be completely untangled. When using the arrows, how does this explain how the statues were transported? Furthermore, who could it have been who fired these sticks as arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all of these things together. Mr. Prosecutor, hold up a second. You do realize what happens when you tie up a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all. The Papa statue was draped in the Yatakar's clothes and then shot over here. Even if you fired the arrows from this side, they wouldn't go far with the statue tied to them. Another thing I need to tell you that the primitive statue didn't sprout wings. You're a realist after all, aren't you? The primitive statue didn't sprout wings? Of course they didn't. Can't you understand? I feel much better already. I was afraid for a second that you were unaware of that crucial fact. It's only crucial because you're under the belief that wings are necessary to this equation. What? You need to free your mind a bit more and let it fly like a bird on the wind. The primitive statue flew but not on a wing. Allow me a bit of your time, and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you. Okay.
Hold it!
But that incredible scene just happened to have been caught on film, resulting in this photo. What an incredible scene it was. This photo was taken by a freelance photojournalist, right? Yes, so I hear. Not every photojournalist is known to be honest, right? Especially not the ones that sell photos of spirits and giant creatures to tabloids. Yes, I know what you mean. I've seen those sorts of photos many of times in court, but there have been times when those photos have turned out to be telling the truth. If you had ever stood in a court of law, you would know that it's entirely possible. You really believe that stuff you're spewing right now? A courtroom certainly is a strange place if what you say is true, but there really is something odd about that photo no matter how you look at it.
Hold it!
But we are in agreement that an arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct? Just the arrow by itself is pretty unmeaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Because things they wanted to smuggle were a lot bigger than nothing. No, that's not necessarily true. What? What I need right now is not further discussion of my conclusions, it's the launching of my conclusions. What the shooter wanted to launch with the crossbow was not the statues themselves, but rather something a crossbow can launch that can be used to move the statues. Hey, the wire, right?
Objection!
Finally we have reached this point in our discussion, for I present to you that which was carried by the arrow out from the crossbow. I get it now, Mr. Prosecutor. You can see exactly what you are trying to say? You're saying that the wire was tied to an arrow and then shot into Mr. Cochin's office? All the way from the 5th floor of the Alabastian Embassy down to the 3rd floor of the Babalese Embassy. If what you're claiming is really what happened, you can see how Alabaster's primitive statue could be moved. Gravity could be used to move the statue down the wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then what about Babala's primitive statue? Dark shadow in this photo is clearly flying away from Babal. Going the opposite way of gravity from the 3rd floor of Babalese Embassy up to the 5th floor of the Alabastian Embassy. How do you explain that? Aha, I think I finally see how the gears behind this whole trick works. Lang, the motion used behind this trick. Wonder if perhaps you have yet to envision how it works in your head. Motion? What motion? This is the motion that was employed to snuff Papa's permanent statue. Punchy action! Rotary motion. I believe it was done via rotary motion. If the two statues were transported simultaneously, get real, the statues would collide somewhere along the way. Did I ever say that there was only one line of wire between the two coppices? If you shot an arrow with the two ends of a wire tied to it, a circular belt can be formed. Langshi says, don't object and call a success what is beyond reasonability. Taking into account the tension difference between the two wires, the top one would sag too much to a point where the statues would collide anyway. Lang, as you know, the Premier statue is a one-of-a-kind national treasure. The fact that Papa's statue is a hollow replica of the real statue would naturally be lighter than the real one, meaning that my idea is very possible. Langshi says, oh, wow! Ooh. Here's what I believe happened. Miss Yeo and her mystery conspirator set themselves up in the two different rooms. The conspirator breached the room by shooting the two ends of the wire down on one arrow, and the two of them uncovered the statues and proceeded to transport the statues. The switch was completed, another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire down the ball where it was to be disposed of. To do that, Mr. Yeo hit it inside the grandfather clock. QED. This proves it, right, H. Lang? I'm not the killer. Not yet, sis. I still haven't had my dessert yet. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? The proof is in the pudding, as it were. Pudding is a nice dessert. So, how do you think you can do it? Can you prove that what you said is what happened? Because remember, if you can, I'll be taking a certain someone back home with me as a souvenir. I agree that as long as there is no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, for there is one more piece of evidence. There is? One more? This should be interesting. You think you have a piece of evidence that will turn your hypothesis into fact? Well, let's see it, Mr. Prosecutor. The thing that made it possible to create a circular belt out of the length of wire, I believe that is right here in this very room. Now, I believe this is what makes the circular belt transportation method possible. It's gotta be the Fang, man.
Take that!
Looks like you dropped another bomb on us again. The last piece to the trick are two pulleys. Precisely, the ceiling fans double as pulleys in this case. Thanks to the fact that there is one installed in each of the offices, the ceiling fans made for the perfect pulley set for the wire to run on. This must be it. This is how the smugglers bypass the impenetrable security. Okay, you really are something else, Mr. Prosecutor. Bet you have figured it all out already, haven't you? You know who the big hotshot that set up this real-life stage show is, don't you? The person who set up this large and complex stage show needs to be someone who has foreknowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the Boston and Bubbly's offices, that the passion flower support stakes could be used as arrows. The real mastermind behind this case? Well, don't you dare make this wolf bait for his food. Why are you so hesitant, Miles Edgeworth? You can't say who it is. Why don't you present something like you always do? A single point of finger here in this case will explode into an international incident. However, it's already too late for me to stop the forward momentum. It appears that I have no choice now. To rush in. It's a piece of evidence that will point us to who the Mr. Mastermind is.
Take that!
I already know who it is. Smuggling could not have been possible without the use of the crossbow. Furthermore, the arrows that were shot by the crossbow were plucked, as it were, from the flower box in this very room. They were planted so long ago that the passing flowers had the time to grow so big. That Miss Von Karma didn't even notice the arrows when she visited this room today. On top of all this, the fact that the culprit knew that both offices had ceiling fans tells us that the person has very detailed information on the embassy's layout. So as you may have already guessed, the person I am accusing of hatching this plan is the person who grew the flowers in the flower box with the utmost care. That's gonna be you, Quirkus Alba! Are you out of your mind, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? I'm certain of what I am saying, and I am sure that he is the culprit. Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor. What was the ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all that stuff you just outlined? Why in the world would he need to use a trick like that? I understand your need to doubt me. However, there's one thing that stands out to me as very odd. Just one thing, huh? The one single end result Ambassador Alba sought to obtain, if we were to examine the focus of this complex trick, I believe we will finally find the answer to everything. Everything will become clear once we examine this piece of evidence. It's gonna be this one.
Take that!
I would fully understand the reasoning had the situation been the reverse. However, to go through the trap of swapping the real Primitive statue for the fake, I sense a very shady reason for such a bizarre action. And who better to ask for that reason than King Priminex himself? I see. Ambassador will be examining that statue now, with or without your permission. What do we have here? Hey, yeah. These are Mr. Coachin's fingerprints. The fact that they are on here not suggest that this statue once belongs to Papal. It was smuggled from Papal out to Alabast, huh? Why was there a need for them to smuggle it in? Why indeed? This guy kind of looks like the Steel Samurai, don't you think? Maybe it's because they look all alike that he was picked to be the Goodwill Ambassador. Suppose that's possible, Take a look at this area around the base of his neck. Looks like a gap. Hell, you're right. Maybe it's meant to be some kind of secret. Perhaps it's possible to open the statue from this gap in its construction. What? Hurry up and open it, Miles. Alright, here goes. Whoa, it really did open. Okay, what's this thing that fell out? I think a more thorough examination of it is required. What in the... is this? Hey, is this what I think it is? It's a plate for making counterfeit bills. Somehow, it appears that we have at long last arrived at the exit to this complex labyrinth. We finally hold within our hands one of the counterfeit money plates, and the reason why the replica was smuggled into Alabas to begin with. Counterfeit plate. The Primitive statue can only be handled by the ambassador or the secretariat, and the replica is nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. These two circumstances make the statue the ideal object in which to hide contraband. After receiving the statue containing the counterfeit plate from Mishina, the ambassador had the misfortune of accidentally running into the mask too. Surprised by the thief, the ambassadors raised the replica statue at the mask too, and in order to frame the Steel Samurai of the murder, he covered the samurai sword in blood. The Ambassador Alba, you are the leader of the smuggling ring. My country is a mess. It's all because of you. You are the one who killed the mask too. Answer us. I never thought that you would figure things out to this level. However, there's one point I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling ring was Mr. Cochin.
Not so fast!
Quit screwing around. I have no sympathy for someone who would try to pass the guilt onto a dead man. There's one thing I'm sure of, it's that you are the real ringleader, Quirkus Alba. It's not good to speak with such a subjective, Agent Lang. Subjectivity? My conclusion is nothing but and is the result of logic and investigation. Logic and investigation? Only seconds ago you were ready to arrest Miss Von Karma. I don't think we can give such a flip-floppy logic any real weight, do you? It looks like you still don't get why I came back. Wait, is he the ringleader? Excuse me? You see the reason I came back. It's to so that I could sink my fangs into your wrinkly old neck. From the very beginning, my real target has been you. What? Lang? I demand an explanation. Sorry sis, I didn't mean to put you through all that. I knew you were innocent from the very beginning. You did? Cap? I knew that this whole incident would have been meticulously planned and prepared for. So naturally, the occupant of this room, Ambassador Arabas, seemed to be the most suspicious. But without the ambassador's permission, we couldn't get him to take another look around. So that's why you put on this big show to accuse Francisca of the murder. Using Francisca as the bait, you were able to gain us entry and investigate it right. If I hadn't done that, I doubt the ambassador would have given the okay to poke around. But that's what all this was about. Very well, I will forgive you. But in exchange for using me as bait, you will take some responsibility and help us find the truth. Lang, for giving me such a great opening. Thank you. You know, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor, that somehow if we were able to find some proof by investigating this room, that you would be able to figure out the real culprit with your special brand of logic. The evidence detectives collect combined with the logic of a prosecutor. That's just as it should be. In a prosecutor-detective team, right? I don't know about that. One thing I do know is that I'm itching to see that old man get what's coming to him. Oh, you're quite scary when you want to be, aren't you? Hey, you were the one who was planning to use me to push out the guilt onto the sis. But unfortunately, for you misjudged me. Lang, I wish for you to stop trying to intimidate me. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have what it is necessary to prove that I am the head of their smuggling ring.
Objection!
Don't be such a sore loser. If you really are the head of their smuggling ring, then you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity. Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's insincere display of strength. If you really wish for me to acknowledge my crimes, then I would like to first see some of this thing you called evidence. I tell you, I knew nothing really. I didn't even know that a counterfeit blade was hidden inside that statue.
Objection!
You swap a real statue and that vested in your country the authority to rule for fate. Doesn't make any sense that you didn't know anything. It doesn't make sense. Where doesn't it make sense? Can you prove that it doesn't make sense? It's really got us. It's turned the entire situation around against us. The proof that Interpol has been after, which points to the man as the ringleader. Can someone find that proof now? Then we can see to it that justice finally served. Is there nothing I can use to break this case wide open? Wait. Unless I got what I think. Yeah, either one of these. Right? The trump card and the videotape. With those two items, we might be able to finally bring this man down. But the card is evidence from a case that Mr. Faraday hid away in secret, and the tape was stolen by Detective Platt from the police. They are both illegal evidence. No matter what, a protector of the law can't be allowed to use such pieces of evidence. Needless to say, we Von Karmas are commanded to achieve nothing but victory. By any means necessary. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the court. That's what we thought at the time. Oh! I no longer follow the path of Manfred von Karma, and I won't follow the path of the Yatakarasu. This leaves me with what? What creed will I believe in? If I want to pursue the truth, then I will solely my hands in illegality. Illegality? If I want to pursue justice, then I will lose the truth. What is the flaw and what is justice? Which path is a prosecutor supposed to follow? Oh no, that choice is one I must make by my own hand here. Use jump car, fuck it! There's no limit to the law. Any limit that exists was set there by man. When a person goes beyond that limit, then the law too crosses into a new territory. For what reason were laws invented? The answer to that is what I must now show. Ambassador Alba, I wonder if you might recognize this. Oh, I wonder what that card is. I've never seen that before in my life. It's a directives card used by the leader of the ring to relay instructions to his real subordinates. Hi, traitor! Oh, is that what it is? This card was sent to the real culprit behind the KG8 incident 10 years ago. A man by the name of Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh, so why do you have such a card in your possession? Because it was hand-delivered to me by a certain great thief, the Yatsukarasu. The Yatsukarasu gave that to you? Don't talk nonsense and let's be serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you have any proof that the card contains directions from the ringleader? I'll have you know that the card is not the only thing I was given. What? This contains security footage that was shot just before the start of the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? The card and video. These two pieces of evidence are what will seal your fate. Ho, very interesting. I must admit I am very curious now. Very curious indeed in this case, the silent pieces of evidence you have presented. The prey the Yatsukarasu has been chasing all this time now stands before me. I can't allow this man who has had free reign for 10 long years to simply walk away. And now is the time for me to bring to fruition the valiant spirit that was given to me. Valiant Spirito! Okay, so what is this interesting thing that you wanted to show me? The trump card and the videotape. These two pieces of evidence together make for the ultimate hand. And this is where the real meaning behind Detective Dad's world will be realized. Little Gumshoe. Yes, sir? What you see here is a security footage shot just before the KG8 murder occurred. From this footage, we note that the card is a directives card from the smuggling ring. This is the section that proves that the card was used to relay an order. That's right there, bro!
Take that!
As you can see, Mr. Cochin is holding the card in his right hand. You see? The killer is indeed holding a card with the exact same design on it. But that card and the one you have, just because they look the same doesn't mean that they are, does it now? Oh, but there is a very easy way for me to prove that they are in fact one and the same. All we have to do is simply take a look at this. Oh, this one. Is that red blood? Yes, this is your proof. Proof that the orders on this card were played out in that terrible tragedy. The blood belonged to the victim of the KG8 incident. With a bit of DNA testing, we can very easily verify that as fact. If you have no objections, then I'd like for you to take a look at this next piece of footage. This card passed by in front of the victim's apartment building. It's an official Kodopian government card. What? Detective Gumshoe, if you could please magnify the footage. Oh. It's gonna be that one, right?
Take that!
Show of this pocket and directives card in it tells us that without a doubt this person in this card is Mr. Cochin. The license plate and the car was also captured by the security camera, and really we can easily find out who was sitting in this car on that day 10 years ago. Which is why I can say with confidence that you were running this car on that day. Alba! Oh! What the? Oh shit, okay. Damn, he became a... he transformed from a scrawny old man again? You're done well, boy, to make it this far. However, about your claim that I was running the car at the time. Mongas! That's going to be mighty difficult to prove. How so? The Principality of Cordopia no longer exists. So naturally, all records from that time period also no longer exist. This team is the enemy that surpasses the law? Surpasses the law? Oh. The enemy, huh? That arrogance. What he really means is he's already erased all traces of them. Are we finished here, boy? The only weapon I have left to me now is this piece of footage. Very nice theme, though. There must be something here that I can use against him. Hey, is that it? What the? Ambassador Oliver, you idiot old man. Why did you have that freaking medal on you? Yes, what is it? You were once an army man in the service of Codobia. And it was you who made the many missions you participate in successes. Successes, correct? What the sudden backhanded praises, boy. Although, to be sure, the brilliant medals on my breast were awarded to me during the era of Codobia. But now I am the only one who owns this particular medal. In that case, the only person it could be who is sitting in this car is you. How do you figure that out? How do you figure that? But the medal captured here in this footage, it is clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest. What? Oh, his mask. What the hell? His face? This is how it will be, but I won't look back. For this is the path that I have chosen. You have moved me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth. Why is he taking such an arrogant stance with me? It's almost looking possible, isn't it? For the lot of you to have come this far. It looks like I just might lose our little game this time. You might lose the game this time? You don't get another round, Mr. Ambassador. Is that a fact? Very well. I decided to confess and admit my guilt. You're going to confess? And I will accept whatever punishment that may come as a result. What the? Regarding the Mask 2 murder, I admit it. I did it out of self-defense. You claim it was justified self-defense? The Mask 2 attacked me and I felt that my life was in danger. If I hadn't done what I did, I might be the one you found dead instead of him. What a pathetic performance. I'm not giving you one. Wow, you two really know how to laugh at inappropriate times. You wish to claim it was justified self-defense, then you will need some evidence. It's always the evidence with you, isn't it? If that's what you require, I'll provide it. That man, he left a mark on me when he attacked. What? I don't particularly want to show it off, but this is proof that it was in self-defense. What the? I'm an old man and sometimes I don't pay enough attention when I shoot. Yeah, but the mask, I too didn't have a single weapon on his body. Hold on, it's starting to get worked up over because I hit the weapon. You hit it? I'm sorry, but as you know, a murder is a murder even if it's in self-defense. And I couldn't let it become public, seeing as how I am an ambassador. This is the weapon you seek, my special bonsai trimming shears. It's covered in blood. He was trembling quite badly during our struggle, and that's when he grabbed the shears that were sitting in my office and attacked. So you see, it was an act of self-defense. Is he alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Since he has both a wound and the weapon that caused it, it's enough to declare it so. No way! Oh, which reminds me, I guess there's still one more accusation I need to resolve. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Fortunately, all of that is my secretary's doing. I had no knowledge it was going on. Stop spewing nonsense! You're trying to throw my investigation under the bus in your desperation. You want to get real honest. Everything in this case can be connected to you. The murder of the Mask 2 was done in self-defense. In my trials, no man escapes his crime alive. Perhaps so if you were my opponent in court. However, there's one very important fact I think you may have forgotten. And what is that? Oh. That's what you mean. Extraterritoriality. That's right. This embassy sits on what is effectively Alabastian soil, so any trial that is to be held will be held in Alabast. Oh my. Therefore, the crime I just admitted to will never be tried in your courts. Agent Lang, what is Interpol's stance on this? Agents investigate, that's our job. The judgment of the people who have confessed to their crime, that's the court's job. Oh my, that's fucked up. And I have already confessed to all of my crimes, Agent Lang. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, I have full extraterritorial rights. These rights are effective even on your country's soil. Therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I will never stand trial in one of your courts. That arrogance in your expression. There's nothing like the face of someone who is ready to accept the consequences. Don't tell me you have your own country's judicial system eating right out of your hands. These crimes you all speak so seriously of. To me, this has all been nothing more than a game. Game! You may chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it's no big deal. Alabast has numerous other embassies in other countries around the world. All you would accomplish is you would change the backdrop of our little game. These 2 layers of protection, that extraterritoriality that provides him, this is why he is one of those who cannot be brought to court. See now, don't you? I live in a whole different world than you. Now, if you will excuse me, I need to go and fetch you eviction papers. Still nothing we can do. To be continued. What the heck? This is a long ass episode, huh? It is a long episode. You have no idea. Always stubborn. This old man is very stubborn, alright. I can't believe it's their extraterritoriality. Yes, and there is nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him into justice. I can't believe that even though we know he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him. I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you, but I've got some business to take care of. And he's gone. You can't even give an evil guy like him a slap on the wrist. What the heck were laws created for? What good are they? If the law can help us, then I'll go ask the Death Carlos and take care of this myself. Don't you dare! Edgeworth? Sorry, that was a bit too harsh. I know how you feel, sir. You're trying to take on an ambassador, after all. And he did tell us earlier to get out of the theater. It's kind of their country, I guess. And I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job. What am I going to do? Should I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack? Come on everyone, we can't give up yet. Okay. I need to think about something for a sec. We never let up for even a second, and as long as we don't stop investigating, we might find a rotten treasure hidden here. She's right. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Kate. Very well, let us reopen the investigation and see what we find. Come on. Right behind you. Okay then, I'll go check out Babal a bit more, sir. And I have something that I need to investigate further in Alabast. Now then, before I gather any more information, I should do a bit of a housekeeping. Passion flower data erased, okay. Investigation. Starto. Mr. Alba seems actually or something. Since that there is something he doesn't want us to investigate, okay? Or why? There are 2 special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. Something happens on Alabastian soil, we are unable to legally prosecute him. Cool, it sounds like embassies are the perfect place to steal whatever you want. Murder the mask to run a smuggling operation and make counterfeit bills, apparently. I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Cochin in Babal. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. Okay. But it's the same story over there anyway. Babal also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point, the ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what crimes he may commit, we can't bring him to the trial here. So I guess we really don't stand a chance, do we? Let's stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of his special rights. We somehow... The Steel Samurai... This was taken just before the two ambassadors gave their pokets to the Steel Samurai. Is it just my imagination? Or is there something in this picture that I've seen before? What? What? I'm not seeing it? I want to understand the... I'm not seeing it. Anything I've seen before? There's something here. It seems that the lilies are at the center of this bouquet with an extent of chamomile. Wow. I can totally smell the wonderful fragrance. Okay, this is just a picture. Look, I know that. But it's nice to imagine things once in a while. Okay, you know. Where's your sense of empathy? You can smell the fragrance of flowers from photo that's more like an hallucination. You don't have to be mean about it. Let's just drop this before it's in full bloom. Appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses. Why you even know the exact species? I never would have figured you for an expert in flowers. It's all because of those flowers that oddly sends to me every month. Look at me, I sound like I'm some sort of botanist. So what exactly is this yellow flower here? That one. Not sure? What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. I feel like as though I've seen this shape somewhere before. Well, that's the... Come on. That shape is the... Where is it? What's the actual symbol is the butterfly and alabaster is the flower. It would appear that someone is blowing the old hearted tree in a forest trick. What are you mumbling to yourself about? Wait, what? The handle on this knife. Oh! Yes, it's the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Gochin. The weapon that killed him was carried through the Theatrum Neutralist. The very bouquet that Pastor Alpha was carrying. The flower motif. Looks like one of the flower petals is missing. Let's take a look. Oh, and take a look at the weapon itself. It's missing the exact same petal. The knife in this photo is most definitely the same as this murder weapon. That looks like it. We got something. Let's see here. Coachens, counterfeiting up. Renovations. Agitated Alaba. With this and this. Oh, no. Okay. Yikes. How about this and this? Please. No. Okay. You know, the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press, but the necessary materials such as the Babalis ink and paper must have been hidden in a secure location. But what do you think would have happened if the renovation had begun? They probably had to find a better hiding place or get rid of it all. Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the blade and Bill's disposal. And the reason Mr. Cochin was killed as the ringleader of the smuggling operation. Based on what we know, who do you think was the one with the most to gain? Corques Alba. It's the one person who has been erasing all evidence of the smuggling operation. From both embassies, the co-conspirator who is mopping up Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Cochin. The cause of the Ambassador Alba's agitation with the rotten treasure we may find. The motive for killing Mr. Gouchen. Miss Yeo said it herself that she didn't kill anyone that night. If we were to take her words at face value, then the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only be one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Gouchen was killed. And you mean Ambassador Alba is the real killer? But I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Gouchen was the one who first betrayed their friendship? Okay, wasn't Mr. Gouchen pushing really hard for Mr. Palaiano to be ambassador after the reunification? Yes, and that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Alba's Primilac statue. So Mr. Gouchen hired the masked two to go steal it for him. But when Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Gouchen. It's definitely a possibility at this point. Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. The question now is, how did he do it? Ambassador Alba was in Alabast. Mr. Gouchen's body was discovered in Alba, right? Right, and that is what we must solve next. Believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. Must have something to do with where Mr. Gouchen was killed. A place where the Alabastian ambassador and was likely to meet the Barbarese Mr. Gouchen. Place where Ambassador Alba happened to have committed the murder is... the neutral?
Take that!
The only place that makes sense is here at the Petrum Neutralist. What, here? The Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? So the only place that both of them could happen in is here. If that's the case, then everything changes. This theater is actually a Lebastian land, so that wipes out one of those extra territorial rights he has. It makes logical sense, in which case it is a reason for us to investigate further. So what should we check out? Let's see. I believe we should check the immigration records for both Alabast and Babal post-haste. Babal's records should be easy to obtain, however, the problem will be the Alabast. I wonder if they would allow us to see their records despite their order to vacate.
Objection!
Objection! Objection! Objection! I'm already one step ahead of you, Miss Miles Edgeworth. Francisca. Over here, the security footage from both Alabast and Babal. You would do well to take a look at its contents. Security footage, you move fast. 521, 522, okay. 23 is the samurai itself. The sun, right? 25 is no one. Okay, but there's no Gouchen. One karma strives to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep on retreating like this. I took the liberty of looking over the Babal investigation reports as well. From now on, we will make no excuse to back down or say that we cancel this case. I'm sorry about it earlier. You won't be beaten because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? She patronized me enough already for a lifetime. So this video contains footage from Alabast immigration screening area. We hope there's something in here that we can use. If that samurai check is Larry, which means footage should be examined. Gonna be this. That is Larry. Oh yeah, we never found the baby, right? Isn't something about this slum ship struck you as odd? How isn't it supposed to be this shape? No, there's clearly something odd about the bulge. Oh, it's the statue, right? If only we had the push god itself, we could confirm my hunch. It's gotta be... Next, let's check the footage from the Babala security camera. I hope it shows us something good. Okay, 25, nothing else. Phew, there wasn't a single sign of a suspicious person or anything. That right there is the contradiction. Huh? Did I miss something? Did you miss anything? Because there was nothing to miss. However, what is missing is the image of Mr. Gouchen entering his own country. Wasn't his body found in Bal? It would appear that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Ambassador Alba? I thought I had asked for you and your group to vacate the premises, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theater sits on my country's soil. You had your fun and I have enjoyed your little game. A little game? They said that you have even achieved a new high score. However, once you have recorded a score that the same game can never be replayed again. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done and it's game over. No?
Objection!
Where do you think you're going at this time of night? After that meeting to my crime, I was overcome with regret, so I'm heading to the airport now to return home. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There are still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth, and you know it. Oh! Please may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Palermo. And just teeny tiny bit is fine with me. The already strained relationship between our countries is in a precarious situation, you know. Very well. You insist? We'll play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any farther. Mr. Palermo? Edgeworth? All I wish for is the normalization of relationship between our two countries. There's one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. You'll do what's right. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question. That's more than enough because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh, I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun. This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. You won't? Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, and Mr. Cochin and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in alibis the whole time, so it's simply not possible for me to have killed him in Bubble. That is my alibi. So that is your alibi? That is correct. It's simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Babal. Now that we have cleared that up, I appreciate it if you would move out of my way.
Hold it!
I said hold it. What is it this time? I thought I told you I'd only allow one question. You did. But you still haven't yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I will refuse to do watch an inch from where I'm standing. Very well. I'll play with you just a little longer. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, as my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors, you are forbidden to lose. Of course, that is something I understood from the start. That guy's the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of the first attackers was the capture of the smuggling rings leader, my father and Uncle Bad. Their legacy will live on. Through me. That's why we have just got to catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have the truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. Okay, let's see here.
Hold it!
It's not a hypothesis. Earlier we proved it to be what happened. Well, let's leave that to one side for now, because it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. Oh, so you really had no more reason to kill Mr. Cochin. If you want to suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. Even if that's how you see things, I appreciate it if you would take me seriously. I'm sorry. I suppose you are in a bit of a pickle. Very well, a game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I firmly claim that I had no more to kill now. Let's see you disapprove. How can he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? Well, I'm not going to stand by and just watch him get away with these crimes. In that case, what motive would I have? Motive. Request to steal.
Objection!
Yes? If you want to know, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It was because Mr. Koshin had betrayed you. But you had your own reason too, namely you wanted to pin the smuggling all on him. You evil begets evil. Because you were trying to test each other, it turned into this mess.
Objection!
I don't believe this. You have a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. If you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument. I never used the guesswork in moving my cases forward. It has been proven that this note was written by Mr. Koshin's hand. Shall we take a look at it? Come of the note is a request calling for the death of Alabaster criminal statue. By killing him and pushing all of the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You had more than a few reasons to kill him.
Objection!
Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me? I suppose I did have a motive. And so a motive or a thought alone can kill. Is that right? I expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. It appears this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you will excuse me. Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ambassador Alba, if you could please give us just a little bit more of your time. Doesn't matter what kind of man he was miles supported. Which is why I would like for you to ask to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something for Balbao to figure out. That is something to which I have no relation to. Now he's even turning down a request from Ambassador Paleano. Very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice falls on the ears. There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Paleano. You must find some way to stop him from leaving. Seems there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home. Hold it! Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba. Okay. Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, the Yatokara's legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving? Just leave that to me. Ambassador Alba, do you recognize this? No, and why should I recognize that? Has all organizer? Wait, where have I seen that before? Wait, it's probably in some kind of proof, right? No. Did you say Burn Faraday? Is the Faraday's organizer? Don't tell me this is the one from the second KG8 incident. The one in which he wrote about the Scarus' key. Yes, this organizer belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yao killed 7 years ago. I have no idea what you are talking about. You said that like it was related to me. Inside this organizer, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. What an amusing little girl you are, but that sort of trickery won't work on me. If you won't believe me, then take a look at this. What is that toy there? That's... This delivery device was used by the Yatsukaru, or rather by my father. 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into his embassy. What? These two pieces of evidence that hold information that Yatsukaru should dock up on you. You go home now, I won't hesitate to send it all to Alabaster, right behind you. You can get to the point. I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence. Yatsukaru suit event, ever the thorn in my side. Okay, does that organizer really contain any information on his dirty dealings? It's not the case breaking really, then it was just a bluff. Even if it was, we still can't let all the info my father and Uncle Bat found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of the little thief is troublesome enough for him. Those two pieces aren't the keepsakes of your father? It's okay, I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out of the top in the end. Okay. If the going gets tough, someone's gotta be there to put the wind back in your sails. After all this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature. I refuse to lose this too. Ambassador Alba, you won't be returning home until you give us further testimony. How dare you all bearing a person like me? Mr. Alba, your testimony if you please. Alright, but this is the absolute last. Then even if you use all the power of Ambassador Palina's office, you won't stop me. I can let this opportunity to okay has created for me to go to waste. Last time I met with Mr. Kochi was here at the Theatre Naturalist. After that, I was in the Alabas the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Kochi again after that. So you see, there is no time to span in which I could have killed him, wouldn't you agree? And he lied there! Yeah, since you people were practically faking, I'll allow you to question me. Well, I reckon, old man. Yes, but no matter, we can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you though, you have reached the end of my patience. Waste my time with any inane question, then you'll be punished. So any needless questioning or presenting will cost more to our case. In that case, the only thing you can do is to present the correct evidence, understood? Of course, I don't intend to let him intimidate me. I know Mr. Kochi was killed before he returned to Babal, in which case there is only one statement to which I need to present the evidence. I have an idea too. Where is it? This one, I think. We didn't see how then where about this picture?
Objection!
Oh no! Shit, I fucked up, right? Wait, is it the... Gotta be the photo! It's here?
Objection!
Alright. I'd like you to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It's to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Oh, it's a commemorative, alright. One that captures the proof I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. Come again? This is the knife that killed Mr. Gochin. I see you recognize it as well, you shoot for it. It was you who brought it to this theater. Hid it in among the flowers you brought to keep the Steel Samurai. Meaning that you killed Manny Cochin here at the theater. It's time for me to catch my flight.
Objection!
You're not through yet.
Objection!
It's game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth. But I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you are rate, the end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right. This man is an ambassador, and he has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. The court. Is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end?
Not so fast!
Lang! Agent Lang! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way, my plane's scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere. Mr. Alba, I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. It will spark an international incident, Agent Lang. Sorry, but no, it won't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down here until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked. What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense and let me through.
Not so fast!
Like she says, before aiming for the throat, shoot the neck, shield up first. Interpol headquarters and the imperial household of the Kingdom of Alabast took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The imperial household? What have you done? You have been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba. What? 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 Effective today, effective right now. You have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. You know what the Yatakaras will protect it. You can't be arrested simply because you are an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd strip you out of the title. You underestimate me. The son of the founder of the entertainment philosophy, Lang Shi. For 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world. You have really paid off. It can't be. I don't believe this. My ambassadorship has been revoked. It's back to old man. Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he's turned doors out again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I had so wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hardworking, honest ambassador. Do you really think you can still put that on us now? We already ripped away the mask and seeing you for who you really are. Mr. Alba! And he's back.
Objection!
No, I won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us. Jesus, guys, just give up, man. So what if I am now longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. I expect now less from you the boss of this mocking ring. Well, the price is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood? You say that I killed Mr. Koshin in the theater, even if it's true that there was a knife in my pocket. I left that pocket in the theater. So anyone could have taken it out from there and used it right. Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, it wasn't his body discovered in Babal. Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous.
Objection!
I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. No game but a war. I killed Mr. Kochin in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my pocket. I left that pocket in the theater. Anyone could have you taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Kochin's body was discovered in the Babal, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babal. There is though. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too?
Not so fast!
You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, put this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything. I know, and I will give it my all to see that he lives in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he is just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. And get him good. I wonder if they understand that all I can do is present evidence to the testimony. Alright, where? This one. Where's the... This one.
Objection!
Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What is that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement. Thank you for the warning. If you could take a look at this section here. This lump here inside the pushcart, do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the bad natural lavender clot in the pushcart. It's the body itself, right? How do I prove it though?
Take that!
What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say that the unnatural approach in the pushcart is Mr. Kochin's body. We have to steal somewhere and wheel his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it is but a hypothesis, however, if you can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Sorry it took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Gumshoe for the save, baby! Gummy, get the gumshoe? Is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. I found it in the open air stage area. So that's where you went. Let the spirit that pops, let me with. Don't I follow my gut and go with it, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yes. This might play a major role in solving this case, detective. But something isn't right. I thought that the entire samurai family was in Alabast. Where exactly in the open air stage area did you find this pushcart? Probably just lying there on the edge of the stage, sir. Oh, well, let's leave that for now and examine the inside, detective. Yes, sir. It's blood. This must be Mr. Cochin's blood. Which only goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You kill Mr. Cochin at this theater and then place his body inside the pushcart. Then, you force the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. Force him to move the body into Alabast? What nonsense, why would I bother to do such a thing? You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make it stop in Babal. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with its evidence. Then you will smuggle it out of the Alabast. If I can show how you moved the body from Alabast to Babal, then I win. But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. So I asked you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after you return to Alabast. Is this Miles Edgeworth? Can you figure it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I have made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means, there's no question that can't be answered, right? There's no question that can't be answered. The relic statue was smuggled successfully through the brief flight through the air. Why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. To return to Alabast, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the theater cars appeared. Fear for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Alright, is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
Looks like you left out a few things. Such as the murder of the mask too. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. Ah, those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time. What? You. Is that a real life precious? Do you really need me to answer that for you? Well, like you cannot be allowed to be wander freely through society. You better try hard because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you like.
Hold it!
Why was it only with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. Pink Princess was suffering from a bad tip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip? I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you're trying to strain your back as well, huh? Isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after our hands shook, I was in my office preparing for the speech.
Hold it!
That Technocarus was just a trick that you had set up. most amusing joke, and how do you suppose that I set it up? I tried. If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. Arrange the spotlight in the rose garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatakarasu's shadow. Oh, that is an interesting tale. That has nothing to do with me. What's it going to take for you to face up to anything? Alright then, let's move on to a different question. After the Yatakarasu appeared, what was the state of the rose garden? When took refugee inside the embassy, I even helped with the effort. Then once everyone was inside, well...
Hold it!
What will happen after you return to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Maskman.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was the Mask too. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the Priminic statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man, being bludgeoned to death with the fake statue. This one Karma is really letting her whip fly now. I think the scary part is her silence while she's doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he is actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Mouse Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Babal? Sir? Edgeworth? Even after proving it so much, is he going to get away with it? Is this the end? Objection! Hold it! It appears that we made it just in time. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. Give you a magistrate, it is time for you to pay! It's the Steel Samurai! No, you're mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of New Old Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Echipu! Yeah. The two people that I wanted to see the least. Larry! What are you two doing here? I to show you gratitude that you just wanted to help. Yeesh. Wanna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away! How can you be so mean to us, Echipu? All three of us came to lend a hand and this is how you treat us? Medicine tastes grand and I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey, is it just me or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh yeah, found him in the bubble, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, there's videos that we've made it. No, not that far back. Something about the finding the Iron Infant in Babal. You found it in a pool? I don't recall there being one in Babal. Oh, that? Well, I was in Alabasta the whole time, so I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babal. Though I had lost him in the Rose Garden, but I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden. You sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure, but I found him in It's enough, Larry. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found in scope in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. To figure the route the Iron Infant took the travel of all of us is... Well, it's gonna be like this or bilateral symmetry. That's right, this embassy was built with the bilateral symmetry in mind. You have the gumshoe? Yes, sir. There's a location I wish for you to examine close case. This is where I believe the rollout used to smuggle Mr. Dojin's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? And it was built on the bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine. There's water on there. There's no water on here. Is this the real? Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. Doesn't matter what you do. It's all a waste of time. You will stay here with us and wait. This is Edgeworth. It's Edgeworth. It's here, sir. There's the reservoir here, just like in the rose garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? Two sides of this embassy are a mirror image of each other, which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location at the on the Babali's side. The Gauchen's body was moved into Babal through the pool in the bust. Avoiding the type of vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The Iron Villain is possibly soaking water. Why do you think that is? Because he was fished out of a pool and not just any pool. It was the Babali's one. It's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected. And where is your proof that the two sides are connected? The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Fan. This blasted doll. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey, don't tell me you guys figured everything out without me. We did, thanks to this hero of justice son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help all the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but it's kinda unlikely that the body just happened to have passed on through the bubble. This guy's taller and he's small, so I can't believe it made it, but there's a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Edgeland? Why is he left in Stalbard now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument and is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing, the coach's body was found in his office in Babal. What happened to his body after it was transported to the open air stage? Mr. Arpa had an accomplice in Babal, remember? You mean Sheena? Right. With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office. You're seriously claiming that she will swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right. Miss Sheena would never drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through this connecting pipe. Looks like you have about how the body was moved is still only half baked. In the end, it's all just the playful musings of an accusatory man. Now I believe you should give up and allow me passage, because from the start there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements. What was happening in the embassy around the time Miss Sheena was in Babal? Oh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water. Aha, that's it. Now I believe this time we really are done, right? Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are our most persistent man. You're saying that you thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean? There wasn't any water. That's what it sounds like. United's events made it possible to drain the water without allowing the body to move. The fire, right?
Take that!
So right there, Yatsukaru set fire to a variety of locations in the Babali's embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. So what? The water level went down? The reservoirs were connected? Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. In a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat.
Not so fast!
Even if all that water was used by the firefighting effort, still can really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that out. Figured that you would have noticed. Hey, Mr. Alibi, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know, those pools are extremely deep, and there are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It would be difficult for the Sheena to hold the body and to climb up out of the pool. Ladders or footholds are along the walls? There's no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use the center or something, they could go up or down in the pool at will. Oh, it looks like you've got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Miss Sheena and the body were able to rise up to a ground level, if there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. It was used to that. It was used. Let's see here. Not the pig, probably. Oh, wait a second.
Take that!
Finish the upper, use the fountain spouts in the manner of speaking. Use the fountain spouts. How so? Third level in the pools that can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss Sheena and the body were lifted upwards by the buoyancy in water. Buoyancy? The fire on the body side and the firefighting effort. These were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Coach's body. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Albus closed the abandoned spouts in advance in preparations for things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden, pushed it along with the our infant and Mr. Coach's body into the pool. This time, Sheena was busy conveniently starting the fire in the bubble. She then made for the open air stage pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. Firefighters used the water in the back pool. The water level went down. By the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools were exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabasta into Babal. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba was simply opening the fountain spouts once more. The water level rose to its original level along with Miss Sheena's in the body. For that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. It's an elevator in the elevator after all, so you see, with her smaller frame, she could easily transport Mr. Coach's body. That wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Well, Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable and without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? You could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll fight back.
Objection!
You accuse me of moving the body across the country lines. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. Nitty-gritty? What does that old man want now? Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened. He wants proof. What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I have all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pools connecting the pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item right there. That piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. This was another thing that was smuggled about the Papa's open-air stage area. I think I know. We found this one.
Take that!
And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found at the Babali's site will be your undoing. Guitar pick, would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chakrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open air stage, which... Oh, I know what it is! Which was transported in the body. I actually assumed that you would recognize it since you took a photo with it after all. Yes, it's the knife! Pop the knife!
Take that!
Let's take a good look at the nerve weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of the knife, there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now let's see what happens when we try to fit this pig. This pig in that open slot. It's a perfect fit. I assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. They must accidentally be placed into the pushcart along Mr. Cochin's body.
Objection!
That's an interesting story, nothing more.
Objection!
Oh, I assure you, it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet? You say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open air stage pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater we wind up in the open air stage area on the Babali's side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any more words explaining this, as this pedal explains it all for me. Proves that someone went from the Rose Gardens pool and through this Babal and into Babal? Impossible! The people of Shengfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Arba. I'll tell everyone back home will be there soon. You should be happy. Why? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life, no matter how you may plot or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you have done. Because we are here to see you to it that justice is served to people like you.
Objection!
You can't call what you have given a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, miss. Just give up, my god! Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated or people who refuse to admit when they have lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone else breaks eventually. Right, in that case I have no choice but just give up. Yeah, that's how most people feel at this point. God damn, they're just milking it at this point. Like, dude, I use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alpha, I request that you testify once more. Once more! This really will be the end of the line. What the fuck? To be continued? Bruh. This cannot be happening. Oh my god. I thought, I could have finished this today. Oh, I'm out of time, man. I'm out of time. I can't go any longer. God damn it. Oh, son. Oh, son. This old man, man. Fuck this old man. God damn it. Ah. Unlucky, man. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I can't go any longer. Unfortunately, I got an early shift tomorrow. Shit. God damn it, dude. Looks like tomorrow. Tomorrow, hopefully. Finale, right? Finale tomorrow. And then, Night Spirit, thank you very much. Have a lovely one, alright? And then, we start Pokemon tomorrow. If we have time, we start Pokemon. And then we got last game of, Investigation 2. And then Scarlet and Violet. And that's the end of the series of this one. But, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the finale of this, hopefully. Have a lovely one, Spirit. Catch you all around. Thanks for watching. And, bye-bye then.